here and we're playing Farming Simulator 17 on Crossroads on the RDAllen multiplayer server. And just myself on here at the moment. And we are filling up the tanker. The tractor, that is. Also probably known as the tanker. Got the Big Bud 747 here, and as you probably noticed, it's a little low on fuel, so we're getting that filled up. And we'll probably be doing some seeding here this episode, looking at the fields we own. Exception of 16, they're all empty. So, I'm going to get started on seeding those. And while that tractor's filling up here, let's grab our supply truck. And we'll get the seeder filled up here as well. I suppose we could have filled the tractor up with the tank on the back of the supply truck here as well, but probably use most of that to do it. Okay, double check here. I don't think any of these fields needed to be plowed, did they? No, they did not. Okay, so we're good there. And is our tractor done filling up yet? Probably not. It's a quarter of the way. Okay, well then, that's going to take a while. Anyway, let's maybe we'll start harvesting here then while we wait for that to happen. Because yes, that's definitely going to take a while to fill up there. And just a reminder again, if you'd like to join us on the multiplayer server, anyone is welcome to do so as long as you can play nicely and follow the rules. Again, information for joining can be found in the description below. We currently have 3 Farming Simulator multiplayer servers. Server 1 there is Say Valley. Server 2 Crossroads, that's the server I'm on right now. And then Server 3 Pine Cove Production Map. And of course, if you want to join us, make sure you jump on TeamSpeak. Information for joining us on the TeamSpeak server can be found in the description below. And once you're on TeamSpeak, you'll get all the rest of the information for the Farming Simulator servers. I do have download links in the description below for servers 1 and 2 for the mods. Server 3 can be found in TeamSpeak, as well as the rest of the servers as well. Again, like I said, all the information can be found in TeamSpeak. And yes, like I said, so far working our way towards another field here, probably. Field 11 would be good. Another large field there. And then we should be pretty good on fields. We'll probably need some more equipment after that. And yes, definitely liking this map here so far. It is a little bit flat and a little bit plain, I guess you could say. But it does seem like that's kind of what you get with some of the larger maps like this. County Lines is probably one of the exceptions to that. County Lines there, for being a large map, was definitely a very nice looking map as well. Okay, what do you folks think? Is the Big Bud full of fuel yet? Pretty sure it keeps filling while we're not there. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe we have to sit in it the whole time. I'm not sure. You should probably check that. That would be rather annoying. Okay, is Big Bud still filling? It is. Okay, 2,700 liters later, still filling. We'll be back in another minute or two here then, I guess. We've been... Oh, wow, folks. I just looked at the recording time here. We've been recording for almost 5 minutes. It's been filling for almost 5 minutes of fuel. Like I said when I started the episode, filling up the tanker. Anyway, we'll read a couple comments here a moment. Juan was saying, what game are you playing? Well, I would have thought it'd been obvious, but we are playing Farming Simulator. You're asking why or how it has snow in it. He's asking this on Snetterton's last episode there, by the way. So if you're kind of curious about the snow, well, that's because we have the Seasons mod. With the seasons mod, it actually adds seasons to the game. So you have basically, spring, summer, fall, and winter. Got the 4 seasons, and of course in the wintertime, you have the chance of it snowing. Now, for some reason, I appear to have lucked out on my forecast, and there is no snow in my forecast in the game. So, like I said in the last episode, I did artificially add snow through the developer controls there. And for those of you who wonder how to do it, pretty simple. As long as you have developer controls enabled. And I do have a video on how to enable developer controls, by the way, if you don't know how. Make sure you just check that out. It is on my channel page there under the how-to section for videos. But basically in the developer controls there, you just type in SS add snow. And again, like I mentioned in that episode, capitalization is apparently very important. So lowercase s, capital A, then lowercase d, another lowercase d, capital S, lowercase n, lowercase o, and lowercase w. Otherwise, the command there doesn't work, unfortunately. Okay, and the combine's getting pretty close to being full there, so we'll empty him a moment when he gets turned around. Dispatcher was saying I had the same problem. I'm assuming he's talking about my controller problem there last episode on Snattertons. We got the CSC forks are opening and closing by themselves. And then the front blade, the silage blade there, I am unable to raise it. He was saying I had the same problem. I unplugged my SATEC controller and reattached it, and that fixed the problem. Okay, so I may have to try that. And there again, yes, I do have the SATEC Farming Simulator wheel and side panel. It's kind of odd that those would cause that, but definitely worth checking out. Okay, are we full of fuel yet? Hey, we are. Okay, so it probably took a good 5-6 minutes to fill up on fuel there. So 3,784 liters. I don't remember how much that trailer there holds. We'll have to check that when we hook the truck back up to it. Like I said, we probably would have drained that trailer. Okay. If we can refill the sower here. I think we got a whole lot of nothing here at the moment. Oh, there we go. Okay, we got fertilizer. We could really use some seed, actually. And again, we are using the NLD supply truck here. Switched out our F250 supply truck for this NLD supply truck. Reason being, it has seeds, liquid fertilizer, and solid fertilizer on it. It does not have fuel, so it is missing the fuel option. Of course, we can just pull around a trailer for fuel there. And of course, the reason again for this truck it has the liquid fertilizer on it, which several of the planter types we have use liquid fertilizer. Okay, we'll see if that gives us seeds here or not. Oh, of course not. Why would it do that? That'd be way too convenient, right? Oh, there we go. Open the tank. Oh, wait. It worked for a second. Funny how it's shifting the truck around. Oh, wait. Oh, come on now. Like I said, it showed it there for a second again, and then it went away. I might not be on the right side of the truck here either. I might have to flip the truck around. Not sure on that. Okay, we're not going to get seed out of this. Yeah, it's the one rather annoying thing about this. Getting it to fill. And again, I don't think this is a fault of the supply truck. Pretty sure this is a fault of, Farming Simulator's mechanics, the game mechanics that are at fault for this not wanting to fill. Let's try actually right this side maybe. Yeah, it seems like whenever there's multiple refill triggers, Farming Simulator doesn't quite know what to do with it, and it just picks one, and that's all it'll ever do. Which, again, like I said, very annoying that it does it that way. Okay, we might just have to go on without it then. I'm not going to sit here and try to get this stuff fill up here for the entire episode. That's going to be rather annoying. Oh, there we go. Now it's filling. Like I said, it just likes to be a pain sometimes. I don't know why. Oh, that's cool to see the belt there running, even though we don't actually have it out. Okay, going to take a few moments to fill that as well as probably a bunch of money too. Donald was saying the fix last time was in Hobbs Farm around the end of filling the large silo bunker. And for the life of me, I don't remember what it was. You know what? I don't remember what the fix was either again for my controller problem. But yes, now that you say that, it was right around the Hobbs Farm there when we were filling the large silo bunker. I do remember that. We were trying to use the large silage blade then, and I was able to raise it up. Mathos was saying how you fixed it is in your jobs. I'm assuming Hobbs Farm video. Okay. Tammy was saying you should get a snowmobile and tear it up. I don't know if there is any snowmobile mods in Farming Simulator. It's not that I've seen anyway, but that would be cool. Juttery was saying regarding your blade issue, I had the same problem with the Clark forklift, where the pallet forks would close on their own. My issue is I had a key binding for my joystick throttle, which I had left partly open. Check your key bindings and see if that's what is doing it. And the only thing I have is the Farming Simulator steering wheel, and that shouldn't be. At least I'm pretty sure there's no stuck controls on that. Of that, I'm relatively sure. Almost full. There we go, finally. And I didn't look at the money when we started this here. Probably should have. Like I said, it probably just cost us a small fortune here to fill the seeder, fill the tractor, and fill the fertilizer in this. And we'll head out to field 12 here, and might as well start planting on that field, I guess. I think we did last time we did plant, we were on the field we just went past there, so back a different field this time. Also, we do have a few sheep and pigs on here as well. Their cleanliness is at 0%. Which is pretty much the same as what they are on my Snetterton's single player as well. Cleanliness apparently is not very important. Actually, what I need on Snetterton's is just a better way to clean the animals. And plus a way to actually dump the mess they make back into the trough. That's the biggest thing I'm having issue with on Snetterton's. I go to clean the animals and I'm unable to do so because the trough is full. It won't hold anymore. I find it to be rather annoying. And judging by the fact that the GPS was already set up here, I'm guessing this planner wasn't used too long ago on this field. Riddler Gaming was saying, does everyone know that your eyes can only see 13 FPS? That, and I've heard a lot of controversy about that, but from what I've heard, that is technically untrue, because the human eye can definitely detect the difference between 13 frames a second and, say, 30 frames a second, and even 60 frames a second. So if the human eye can only see 13 frames a second, how is the human eye also capable of seeing the difference between 13, 30, and 60 frames a second? Mr. 740 was saying, I had a coworker who every time he got a new tape measure would punch the rivets tight to keep the end of the tape measure from moving. Somehow his measurements were always off, and no, I didn't tell him how much fun it was watching him calculate extra millimeter was off every time. Oh, whoa, wait a minute, millimeter? How are we talking millimeters here? Mathos was saying you should do one on a dial caliper micrometer. Don't have a dial indicator micrometer myself, nor do I really have any interest in having one either. I rather prefer the digital readout ones myself. Why is that tank open? There we go. Alexander was saying you should play Farming USA 2. We'll have to see once sometime. We may be able to do that. Kyle was saying I got a new computer and downloaded Farming Simulator 17, but it doesn't come with a mod folder. How do I download mods? Well, I would suggest have you started the game first, because once you start the game, I'm pretty sure it will create a mod folder for you. At least I don't know why it won't. I personally have never had that happen to me when I've installed Farming Simulator and haven't had a mod folder, at least after running the game. And I guess, you know, if you don't have one, just make one then. It's just mods, name the folder mods, and then put your mods in it. Juan was saying, why do you always drive the Lizard Road Rage? Well, why not? What's wrong with driving that one? Matt was saying, four-wheel drive Mustang. If I remember right, you ended up selling that blade and getting a new one. Look for a snowplow mod so you can put it on the truck. Yes, that would be cool if we could get some snowplow mods, maybe. And yeah, as far as the silage blade goes, I'm fairly certain it is a controller issue or a key binding issue of some sort. So I'm just not sure what, where. Probably some sort of mod conflict somewhere that's causing it. Pretty much probably just a matter of looking through the controls, which of course with Farming Simulator, I mentioned this last episode, is an absolute nightmare the way they handle controls. Pretty much just take one look at it. It's like, okay, forget this. Nothing doing here. Trampy was saying you should get the winch mod from the mod contest. You know what? I don't think I've actually seen that one. Steven was saying John Deere 7230. I think we actually have the ability to get one of those. We do have the new 7R pack. I don't rightly remember how many numbers or what numbers are in that pack, though. James was asking, where did you get your farming simulator wheel? I got that from... straight from Saytech, actually. I believe you can now actually get it from Amazon, and it's actually now by Logitech instead of Saytech. Govan was saying, I think the reason you can't go over 15 is because you have four-wheel drive and diff lock on. That technically shouldn't matter. Though I don't really know why the diff locks are always on. Brown Farms was saying our corn was looking good until it got hit by golf ball-sized hail. That's definitely not good. As long as the corn is far enough along, it shouldn't have hurt it too badly. Delcom was saying you should call your series This Old Shop by RDAllen. I do believe This Old Shop is already taken, so you can't use that. And it says best of luck with a name change. Maybe a giveaway for the winner if you decide to do a name change challenge. Yeah, that might be interesting. I'll have to give that some consideration. Delcom was saying, I will have to say, Thomas, one day, or was it night? I'm not sure. I'm sure the console was the problem to begin with, not the dimmer switch with the lights. Oh, yes, and again, for those of you who watch the live streams, you'll probably get the humor there a little more. Animal was saying, that's some big corn. What you been feeding that on? Ground up John Deere haters? Oh, yes. Ground up John Deere haters always makes the best fertilizer there. And again, for those who watch the live streams, you'll probably get the humor in that more as well. It occurs to me to look up in the glance mod and see if the combine's full. And guess what? It is. Probably should do something about that. One of these days, maybe. Hey, look at that. Combine's full over there. Probably don't actually need to plant any more canola either. That is what we're planting. Probably should have chose something else. Oh, well. Oh, actually, let's just take a look here. At least for the next field. We do have a little bit of canola in storage. Probably do some wheat, looks like. Sunflowers actually looks like they'd be pretty good. Soybeans aren't too bad. I think maybe sunflowers or soybeans or wheat. Well, the price of wheat isn't really good at this point, but... Okay, and we'll go back to harvesting then. Or not harvesting, back to planting then. JP Visser was saying, for Farming Simulator 18, just keep on harvesting the same thing over and over again. But I don't think you want to keep on harvesting the same thing over and over again, at least not if you're going to sell it in between times. What I've always found works best, just cycle through it every time. That way, by the time you get around to the next time of selling that particular crop, the price will have recovered. Otherwise, if you just do the same crop every time, and it's the same thing in Farming Sim 17 here as well, you know, same thing in 18. Every time you sell it, and if you keep on selling it, the price just stays low. So you kind of want to, like I said, cycle through the crops every time just to let the price come back up. And again, like I said before, I find the way Farming Simulator handles its pricing to be extraordinarily annoying, the way they do it. Very unrealistic, if you ask me. You know, how quickly the prices dip and how far they dip down. You know, it's just ridiculous how selling one load, let's just say, pick a number, 50,000 liters of something, 50,000 liters of corn, you take it, sell it somewhere, and the price there will drop by $100. But again, just picking a number here. It's like, really? That seems a mite ridiculous. And of course, when the price drops, it drops everywhere. You know, it seems like it should drop a little more at the place you sold it at, maybe not elsewhere. Anyway, making pretty good progress on this field here. Definitely doesn't take long to plant a field with this planter. And also, just a reminder here again, I probably should have mentioned this when I was talking about joining us on the multiplayer servers. Keep in mind, we do have the Big Bud DLC on Server 2 here on Crossroads, and we have the Coon DLC on Server 2 here as well. Servers 1 and 3 do not have any DLCs, just Server 2. So if you want to join us on Server 2, keep in mind you will need the Big Bud and Coon DLC. And again, of course, the Big Bud DLC should be obvious as to why we have that one, the big equipment here. The Coon DLC, we got that, so we can have the square bale wrapper. And then we are using some other pieces from it as well. You know, might as well, why not, right? If we're going to use it, but... You know, if somebody can suggest a good modded square bale wrapper, we'll definitely take the Coon DLC off. Really no need for the Coon DLC then, but... And speaking of sheep and pigs here, you got 3 sheep, 12 pigs. Okay, not too bad. They're actually potatoes and sugar beets. Okay, we'll have to keep that in mind. We should probably actually do something for potatoes or sugar beets here. Don't believe we have any harvesting equipment for that yet, so... Definitely a little ways out before we can do anything with, again, either potatoes or sugar beets. Doesn't really matter, either one. Okay, looks like that's most of the comments here. Oh, one more comment here. Lavente was asking the planter, where